Hello, welcome back to another of my monologues. Today, as you can see, I'm sitting in front of a rather beautiful house because Julia and I are down at the Sounds Beautiful Festival down here in Dorset, and it's been going, I think, from Thursday night, Friday, I think it's probably the most official day, Saturday and then Sunday. Or the first, when I say official day, I mean the first day of the official, you know what I'm saying, doesn't matter. Anyway, we did it last year and it was very lovely, and I'm doing a talk this year. I'm doing a talk at 1, and then I'm interviewing a couple of people as well on stage, and people can come and watch. They can dance, they can look at the sideshows. Clive de Carle's there with his magic chairs, supplements and various things. It's all very exciting. And of course it's a place for people to camp and be out and take it easy. Now, by the time this goes out, this would have all happened and it's over and done. And there are other truth and freedom festivals, of course, up and down the land, all out throughout the summer. And we've been to some of them, but we can't be to all of them and all of that. Now I'm going to see if I can light my pipe. It's a little bit breezy here, so that's it's not going to happen. You'll be pleased to know. You'll be pleased to know. Wind block from Julia is. Here we are. My producer came to my aid. Anyway, why I'm sitting behind this lovely building is I love these old buildings. I just think they are rather lovely. Now, some people don't like this sort of thing. This is Victorian, well, it's a Georgian building as I understand it originally, and then it's had a Victorian adaptation to it and expanded. And it's got a water tower, slate roofs, red brick, there's a swimming pool, there's a beautiful pond, there's landscape. And it must have been a fantastic place in its time. And it's just wonderful that this sort of place can be utilised for events such as freedom festivals and things. Of course, many of these other big legacy mansions have been used for conferences. A lot of corporate people take them over, and they get bought up by corporations to become conference centres or even wedding venues. And there was a spate of there was a whole development throughout history of the sort of the manor house, the fortified manor house, to keep the foe out and back when there were troubled times. And then, of course, the status of people as they were making money to have their country house, they'd have their London residence perhaps, and a country house, and people would come up in their horse and carriage, and perhaps it was run as a farm on the estate, or many farms on the estate, by those people, the landed gentry, which was really sort of inheritance. Well, as time has gone on, we've moved on from all of that, don't we? And we don't really see so much of that. I mean, we do get rich people, and you've seen some of the ghastly buildings, I'm sure, that they think they would like to build, and they build these things in the landscape, and people just, clamp their heads in their arms, in their hands, and go, oh my God, what? They have no taste. And that does seem to be very much the case at the moment. What I wanted to talk about in terms of these magnificent buildings is the legacy. The rich of the times engaged those people, architects and what have you, to build them these old rambling places. And now, with the absence of 100, 200 years, 300 years, whatever, there are these wonderful places in the countryside that we can't all afford to live in. I wish we could. I'd love to have something like this. It would be perfect for me to stalk about with my pipe and invite people in and have discussions and various things. But naturally, I'm just a demonetised YouTuber, and lucky enough to be here on this occasion. But these buildings are in the landscape, thanks to historic people wanting to build this sort of stuff. And people love coming, don't they? They love coming and staying and marvelling at how people used to live. My question then is, are we building anything like that now? The corporations are the ones with the landowners, aren't they? The corporations. We don't see landowners as the Marquis of so-and-so or the Earl of such and such anymore, building any new wonderful places. Correct me if I'm wrong. And what are we leaving for the next generation? Those people who've got the big money, the big corporations that are continually eating each other up and taking over each other companies, so that one company has been absorbed by another company, and all this money, where is it going? Is it going into property, into beautiful old estates like this with landscape and interesting places for the likes of you and me to go and visit on a course or at a festival or at a conference? I don't think so. And that to me is sad, because these places are slowly crumbling and falling apart. Occasionally they are getting repaired, but mostly there's no more of them. And I would like to see wonderful buildings being produced instead of these god-awful new builds, these rabbit hutches with their mean windows and their tiny, if at all, gardens. I've been to places where they have astroturf as their garden, not even real grass, not even real soil, not even anything you could grow in. It is a dreadful thing. So, although I'm not really talking specifically about saving the planet or saving humanity in this episode, I'm just reminded that these old buildings, who's building the next generation of fine, wonderful structures? And where will it end? Anyway, if you enjoyed any of that, I shall try and get my pipe going. There's a remnants of smoke. There it is, look at that. Marvellous. And I will catch up with you on the next one. I better go and do my talk now, over in the field, just over there. So until next time, goodbye. I'm coming.